The year was 2016. Location was Carnival Simba Salon. The time, I don't exactly recall, but I just finished my broadcast studies for diploma before I went in for a degree, I think several years later. And I was literally doing everything and anything I could that could possibly land me either on television or radio. And I remember before, it was a day before, I had gone for a voice test audition at Kwetu Radio. Kwetu Radio was the latest Swahili radio station that time. It was broadcasting in purely Swahili, ama Kiswahili. And I remember arriving there, I think it was around Chamka Place, Harlingham Place, Steve, yeah? Could have been 8th floor or 5th floor right over there. There used to be this chick who I recently saw. She was on Hebrew and then she went on to become a news anchor at K24. Her name was Busara Nauman. Busara Nauman, Kwetu Radio. You know, I remember that kind of a voiceover. Even before I became a professional voice narrator for commercials. And kufika huko hivyo manze, to be honest, I didn't hack it. Bruh, everything I tried that time failed. So nikaambiwa, hey, tunakupea script ya Kiswahili, ingia kule ndani na ulisome ile script ya Kiswahili. Kama sauti lako litakuwa linapendeza mabosses, basi tutakuita kazi. My friend, it was my opportune moment to shine on Kwetu Radio. I never hacked it. They told me, we will call you, please don't call us. And that's actually what happens in media. In media, you don't call media people. They call you when they want to hear from you. So don't call them, don't call us. Anyways. So the following day, I think it was on a Wednesday, that could have been on a Tuesday. That time Churchill Show, that was best of at Carnival, it was doing open audition, like auditions were open to the public, literally anyone. And so hundreds and thousands of young people, both male and female, young and old, would flock Carnival, Simba Salon to audition as comedians. So I alight Pale Langata Road and I'm walking towards Simba Salon at Carnival. On my way, I bump into this young man. He was energetic, looking super forthright, and I think he was on his phone. So there's a way that, you know, you'd find different crowds of people heading to Simba Salon. So I say hi to him. It was Sammy Kioko. We exchange our stories, Sam. I tell him, mimi ni mtu wa media, juzi tu nimekuwa nikiintern pale KBC English Service. I never hacked it, but I'm outside here trying to do everything I could that could land me in TV. And I remember Sammy Kioko shortly telling me his story. He told me that he was just coming from doing travel theater. Is he set books, yeah? I remember vividly very well. I know right now most definitely he can't recall, but now both of us have grown, but he's more famous than me and he's had a lot of tremendous successes in the comedy industry. And for me, I went in for my degree, broadcast degree, graduated and start doing radio, and it has just been a miasma of a lot of minutiae of infinite stuff that have been going down until I lost my dad. Anyways, so we arrive at Carnival. So the thing is, I had no idea that people would write their jokes. So for me, I thought, mkifika pale Carnival, there's a place you'd write your names. That's the first thing. They check you in, they take your ID at the gate, and unaingia ndani. So there's a pool of people right over there, crowd of people just chilling. All of them are young, with ambitions and dreams and visions of being the best comedians, because that time Churchill, they'd have a Sunday version and then also a Thursday version. It was open, yeah. So if you would have been funnier, or if you had a funny bone in you, you definitely would have made it there. So me na Sammy Kioko tukaingia ndani. We lost, I think, touch when it became, I think when, so, you know, there usually an introduction where you introduce your name and look at the judges who are actually, I'd say, people that I'm seeing right now in the content creation industry, and I'm like, hey, you guys killed my comedy career. It was Terence Creative, yes, Butita, and this woggly schmoggly woman. I don't know. At some point, she's been on Zora or what? Yeah, schmoggly woggling, yeah. But yeah, she was a beautiful woman, so to say. I don't want to downplay that. Anyways, yeah. So, tukafikiwa, right? So, jina langu likaitwa Brian Sankwa. Remember do you know who's calling? I think it was Butita. And alikuwa na hiyo list, yeah? So, there was like a bench right over there. Towards the other side, pale kulikuwa na mandizi na miti hapo Carnival. But ndani, on the other side, this side ya recording. So, kufika hapo hivyo, nikakuta this woman amekaa katikati, Butita on the other side, and then Terence Creative. But what shocked me is Terence Creative was like, he was oozing smoke. He was oozing smoke. Like huge clouds of gray and black smoke were bellowing out of Terence Creative's nose. I had no idea he was, he you know, it's like he was smoking 2 or 3 cigarettes within a span of like 10 minutes. Yeah. So she was there, you know, but this is what happened. So mimi nikafikiwa Sammy Kioko aka audition, nikaona maambiwa asimame ile side ingine. For me, I don't know what happened. I think I remember Butita asking me, now that you speak English, do you know who the Kardashians are? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of the Kardashians, but I've not watched, you know, their shows. But because that time I remember as well, we had done a story on Campus Radio just highlighting the Kardashians, you know, they were trending that time, keeping up with the Kardashians, yeah? So Butita puts me on a test. I crack my first joke. I think my first joke was about the way African parents, especially when you're a teenager, and as a dude, you start having, your beard starts growing, it starts showing your chest, your voice deepens, and then now you start getting attracted to, girls outside. So you keep on sneaking in and out, in and out. So my conversation was, I'm arguing as an African parent who is very strict on a teenager who should not go outside to meet girls, because I want them to focus on their studies, because if they go outside, they'll get somebody pregnant. So my joke failed. Even acting in an African voice, I couldn't hack it, bro. There was no funny bone in me. So Butita puts me on a test. He tells me, if I want you to act like you're Kim Kardashian arguing with Khloe. I didn't know who Khloe Kardashian was. I even didn't know how to imitate or impersonate Kim Kardashian's voice. My friend, I tried and it was an epic fail. Like I fell on my face. And I remember just being disqualified from being a comedian at Churchill Show. They told me, simama ile side ingine, because there was also a pool of dudes. Ilikuwa kama you were able to make Terence Creative laugh and Butita and that woman right over there, ulikuwa unaambiwa usimame on the right. There was also a crowd right there. So si tukaambiwa tusimame hii side, watatuita. Bro, tulisimama hadi saa 8. Nobody called us. I decided to go home. I was so disappointed. Everything I was doing that time never worked. And I felt so bad. I remember calling my dad, just crying like a stupid little boy. Anyways. But then Sammy Kioko, the following Thursday, I see him on NTV. He had made it as a comedian, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I auditioned with that dude. So when I see all these things happening around him, I'm like, no, dude deserves the very best. So, and with what Wavinya Ndeti has been doing right over there, you remember there was a time, was it early in the beginning of the year last year, she was caught in a scandal in the UK, in the Brit, yeah? Over 500 million in cash, and they said, blah, 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 blah. They had a lot of blah, blah, blah stories, and then that story just died down into thin air. Yeah, she has scandals on her sleeve, and I believe Sammy Kioko deserves justice. And Wavinya Ndeti, because they've put out a statement saying it's Sammy Kioko has an agenda and the intent to tarnish the name of the Wavinya Ndeti's, county, regime and whatever reputation in. Pay him the money, pay him his dues. If I told the story is absolutely true and he delivered his duty, please pay him like yesterday. Otherwise, you're gonna start a petition. Because yesterday I saw the same governor was on Citizen launching something, and she's been launching a lot of projects, which I believe is good. But when it comes to paying somebody's dues, please pay them on time. And this is something that's not just happening in Machakos, it's happening to other people as well who've worked in Gava. So pay him his dues. I believe dude is young, dude is ambitious, dude is talented, dude got it, and he deserves it. So pay him his dues. I literally stand with Sammy Kioko because I can connect and I can relate because I know where he came from, So please do it.